Hello, you hardcores out there. How you doing? Just go see from Poker's Corner, the biggest gob in sport. We say the things on here that nobody dare say. Right, quick shout out, Poker's International. Uh, that's our sister channel on YouTube. That covers other sports, and soon to be doing other topics as well as just sport. So I really just waiting for Andy to log on. He's going to be on at 10:05 till whatever. I think if we do a one parter tonight, it's been a long day today for me. But it's 7th of October, isn't it? That'll be 21 videos for a month. Gotta keep that 3 a day average up, haven't we? Gotta keep these people on here happy who like to leave comments that are not so pleasant. Do you know what I say to that? Stop knocking your missus about and get out more. Enjoy life. We'll drink a can of Stella. All right. We'll smoke something that make you smile. Oh, God. Oh, I don't know. What's been going on in the sport of boxing? I've been consumed by these Joshua statistics today. I've been looking right. Since Vladimir dropped him, he don't like to let the trigger go as much. He's always very, very, very cautious. And I think Povetkin shook him up when he broke his nose in the early doors, and he'll feel little bits and bobs I've noticed, but especially the not pulling the trigger. But what I think is crazy is we had people like the Gad and Eddie Hills, people like that, Bombay Dave and Slow Joe, and them sort of guys, and lion bars on the windowsill. Dream it, believe it, become it. They were all coming out with things like, and Big Malk, nobody's going to be able to beat this version of Anthony Joshua. Well, what version are they talking about, these people? What version? Because I want to know. I don't think that's a lot to ask. What version? Well, Usyk schooled him twice after Usyk iced him, knocked him down several times. Vladimir had him on rack, knocked him down. He was pushing 42-year-old, 18-month at settee. And after Usyk, we went Franklin, Elenius and Wallen, his former sparring partners that never won a round. And then he iced the guy who'd had one fight as a pro and lost it to Fury. So Joshua jumps in, wipes him out, and now all of a sudden nobody can compete with this guy who's trained by this astute, as your words, Gareth A. Davis, aka the guy, trained by this astute trainer. Wow, all of a sudden is this roadman killer. Where were the roadman killer against Dubois? Somebody had sparred before and knew we were facing. Where were it? I didn't see that same energy that we saw for him fighting a guy who'd had one professional fight and lost it. Now, who could we get from England to have one professional fight and lose it and then be given the Anthony Joshua lottery? Who? Who could we get? And would the Boxing Board of Control sign off on that fight? Yeah, I'm just asking. I just feel I've got a right to know. I mean, people are losing their minds, weren't they, over that Ngannou stoppage? He's back. He's back. He's back from what? What was he back from? Beating Otto Wallen and Elenius and Franklin. Is that where he was back from? He's back. No, Porky, he's back to his best. Well, what best? What was his best? Andy, how are you doing? Joined by Andy for he's not from Aberdeen.
How you doing, Ross?
I'm all right. Before I start, he's got his shades on. Look at this here, Bono.
Bingo style.
Who is it? Ricky Ross from Ooh, he's a real god kid. Uh, uh, Mega Smeg song. He's trying to do a Ricky Ross on me.
I did. I hate to shave my head to get the Ingle style properly, but
Right, unbelievable. Did I tell you about we're going to do a Zoom off, Porky's Corner Zoom off? Uh, Whoever gets most views who comes on Zooms gets to send 100 quid. That's not
ah, that's,
that's not from Welcome Estates. No sponsorship. I don't like that. No, that's out of Gary's personal pocket. So I went over and seen him at weekend, didn't I? So
he's a good man, Gary. Yeah, a good
see
man.
them drinks he sent me. You give me
Oh, that's a big pile of them.
200 of them, 4 quid each. What am I going to do with them? I mean, that's a pig. Uh, so yeah, so it's 100 quid out in his personal pocket. He wants to do that every month. So I said, yeah, all
Good
right,
man,
yeah, we'll do that, won't we? Yeah. What if I win it though? Do I get out?
huh?
Well, looking through thing, it'd be between Peter De Freitas, Terry, and Kent and you.
uh-huh. Oh,
But
well, I better get,
but
better sharpen my act up.
all others are gonna have to up the game, aren't they? Hey,
I'll look at it as vodka money
hey, you're looking well, Andy,
or Iron Brew money
from Perth.
from Perth, not from Aberdeen.
We've just had James on from Essex living in Salford. Women don't love him, men don't want to be him.
He likes Chaz and Dave's, doesn't
He likes Chaz. He likes asking me a question, answering it, then asking me another fire and answering them.
he?
I have a bit of
He just
banter.
be,
Him. Actually, he's a nice kid. Actually, he's all right.
he seems pretty sound. It's all good guys that come on now.
Well, what I say to him, like, is this right? Well, I'm no expert. Obviously, I couldn't even work computer when I first started. It was Rico who had to show. I used to ring Rico. Rico, I can't get into it. He said, press caps lock. But obviously, as we've gone on, I've studied a few things. So we've had experts around and tech guys. They're always telling me off. You're not putting these tags in. You're not doing this. You're not doing that. Because I just find them out, don't I? But I do. I am quite sharp on that holding the crowd part. And when somebody like it's just amateurish because they get excited. I mean, there's got any malice in them or bad bones in their body. When they go dribble on and on and on and on, I don't mean to insult them. You might get 89 to 122 just to click off. So to click
Yeah,
off, crowd's not being held, is it? And I can feel it because I study it and I check. So what I do
yeah.
is try and rescue it. And when you get hammered in comment section and they think you're taking it piss. So answer is this: don't rabbit shite on too long. Right, that goes for everybody who comes on here. All right. Fucking tell me about it. And Kent. I don't mind people going on a tangent because they have to get things out. But once you've answered a question, right, you're firing more at me, and then they're answering them for themselves. It does me head in. It does me head in, Andy. Do you know what I mean?
Going
So
off
I've
script.
said it now. That's it. But that's the only reason I do it
Yeah,
because first thing Kevin will do, he'll say, "Oh, I didn't like him," or blah blah blah, and I go check if they can help crowd. Most of them will come on here. They can't because it's me who has to keep it going, innit? Don't forget. Because if I don't
yeah.
give them anything, there's not nobody knows what to do. You won't be able to do all it, would you?
I mean,
Andy,
I
how
do my
hard
own.
is it? How hard is it? Because I've seen on your channel.
It's not easy. I mean,
It's hard
it's
on
only
your own, isn't it? It's
it's only
hard on you.
latterly.
Yeah.
It's only latterly I've been doing like maybe 15 minutes, where before I was only doing like 5, maybe 8 minutes, and
Try
then that
doing a
was it.
40-minute one on your own with no material like me. You can only go on what's in there and you lose your train of thought. I lose my train of thought all the time. So I do a quick spinning chair and it comes back to him, but sometimes it doesn't. See where I'm coming
Yeah.
from? Well, you've seen my stats. I'm not saying it's a cult or anything. That I as fuck, aren't they? Do you know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? So I know I'm
Yeah.
more in front of the camera. I'm not being big headed. I should be after 3,600 videos, but you get people who've done 2 or 3 and they think they're fucking experts. I mean, well, you don't see Coogan or Atman in front of the camera, do you?
No. Odd Boxing King Media.
You know what I mean? None of them have been to film school, have they? Or done drama workshops. None of that. All they've done is got that and stuck it somewhere where they shouldn't. So rinse your mouths out with TCP. Well, it's right, isn't it?
Yeah,
We
spot
all know
on.
what's going on and where boxing's headed. So all I want to know is are the fighters getting paid on time? That's all I'm bothered about. The fighters, right? You know, I've given my opinion on Bricktop and Eddie Hills now. Enough on our rate. We know what they are, don't we? Their job's to
Yeah,
generate as much money for the fighters, which means they get paid. So we know what they are, don't we? But that, as regards that scumbag comment, I wouldn't have backed down from that if I were you, Bank. I'd have said, let's have it in court. Just because he's lost once before, that was through a breach. It was a straight breach. I'd have it in court and I'd pull all the misdemeanors up front past. I would. I won't let them
yeah.
dictate me. Eddie Hills, especially. But I'm not digging Eddie out tonight, but I want to know why Joe Cordina's not getting his say on social media. IFL, Stomping Ground, Boxing Social, Box Nation, all of these other channels, Boxing King Media. Where's Joe Cordina? And why is he not having 30-minute sit downs talking about crisps and talking about why he's sacked off Sims lot and Matchroom? That's what I want to know. It's a perfect question for all these YouTubers with access. Boxing Now as well, all of them. Get Joe Cordina on your channels. Let's see it from the horse's mouth. You what? What? Yeah, exactly. Nobody's going and putting him in, but I can assure you, if Eddie Hills didn't want the guy no more, all right, or didn't have note to hide or anything like that, what would happen? Every other channel would have him on, wouldn't
Yep.
they? They'd all have him on. If he were thrown away like garbage, like Awara Davis, but you know the kid's obviously playing the game, innit? Do you know what I mean? It'll come out in his book, but I just think we're entitled to it. That's something. I'm going to go with Eddie. Eddie's a businessman, isn't it? And he's a good promoter, isn't it? Let's have it right. Let's have it right. He's an hard-working bloke, isn't he?
Yeah.
Right? He's the king of hype, isn't he? Bricktop's a bit more shrewder. You know what I mean? But I'm not assassinating these people, but let's have it right. We know what's going on, don't we?
But from the outside looking in, it looks like there's a boxing, maybe not the right word, mafia in the background controlling the narrative of all these, what you would call boxing mainstream media, isn't
Yeah, there's
it?
no I can do about it. It's no good me banging on about it because all I'm doing is just getting people around me, family and friends and all that. Just fucking Russell going on about the same old thing, change it up a little bit. You know what I mean? I'm obviously I'm a bit more smarter than this, but it can get you fucking down, can't it? After a bit,
Mm.
you know what I mean?
It's like Nick Ball the other night, brilliant fighter, world champion, humble guy, comes
Yeah.
across brilliant. There's no boxing media chasing him. You
Listen,
never
let
see
me
him.
just say this to you, Andy. Right, the boxing media is the problem in this country. The
Yeah.
boxing media, because they're spreading it to the masses, they're being controlled, right? And I can't stop the tidal wave. I can't stop it. It's probably made me ill doing it this last 7 years. I've had all sorts of battles. I've done 35 bags in private operations, as you know. So, because NHS are about as much juice as a chocolate fireguard, aren't they? I know most of them were vanity, but there's things I've had done that weren't, and it's all probably boxing related.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So I'm sick to death of it, man. I'm sick to death at boxing media. Do you know what? They get destroyed on their own. That Don Charles destroyed the Gad, and he's on
Mm.
the first one. And then within 12 hours, they just bounce about onto other channels to talk about what they've just been bounced about. And
Mm.
everything's all hunky dory. These people are out the man. That guy is out his mind. He's out his mind. I know world class trainers and other world class fighters who've been in his company absolutely took the piss out of him at a bar all night. And the guy just took it and loved every minute of it. These people are not real people.
No.
They're
It's not
not.
right, is it?
They're living in a bubble, mate. Obviously, they're living in a bubble, mate. They don't understand the damage that they're doing because they're spreading narratives that shouldn't be spreaded.
Yeah.
The man in the street believes it. It's crazy, mate. Honestly, it's done my fucking head in, mate. They're doing my head in these like now. Nobody's
They
listening,
seem
mate.
they seem more interested in promoting drug cheats and people like that. Ken, people that shouldn't be getting the airtime, they're getting all the airtime. And there's like genuine guys like Nick Ball, a British world champion, a proper world
Lawrence
champion.
Okoli don't get a look
Lawrence
in.
Okoli.
Jack Massey, they don't
Yeah,
get a look in. Natasha Jonas, they're not getting a look in. None of them. That kid, that Cooper, that Essex kid. Oh, mate, is it Dale Cooper? I think. Or is it one of them? Not
Cooper.
Joe Cooper. Joe Cooper. He's 2-0 now, isn't he? Joe G's guy. None of them are getting a look. None of them. Charlie Edwards weren't getting a look in when he was Joe G. Now they're hanging out the
Yeah,
back of him, aren't they? Because he's going after Joe. You see where I'm coming
yeah.
from? You can see
Nah,
everything I've said for a long time now. It's all coming true, isn't it?
coming to fruit, isn't it?
Listen, do you know that Boxing Social, when it first launched, I were offered that job. Ben Doherty got it first, didn't it? I were offered it before any of them. Terry Chappendarber was sat at the same meal with me. There were Dave Allen there, Dennis, Glenn McCrory, a few of them. I were offered that before any of them. I went, no, I'm doing that. Run up and down country, with a camera. Plus Dennis was going like that to me across the table. No, I don't want that. That'll not suit you. Your head will go. And he was right.
Uh,
Right. But these are the problem now because they've all got the feet under the table and they don't want to rock the boat. I don't care they've got bills to pay. Everybody else, I have. I don't care about that. I want to see proper questions and I want to see it shared across the board between every fighter. You know what I
yeah.
mean? That's what I want to see. I want to see it shared. Now, but whether we'll get that, it remains to be seen. Coogan's that far gone now. It's just the man's no respect from any old school trainers. Joe
Yeah,
Gallagher's blocked him, hasn't he? I know there's other old school trainers about my age well, like who are not keen. Do you know what I mean? But these
yeah,
people have got blinkers on because they daren't upset the main two promoters, and we know they are. But we know what they are as well. We know who they are,
yeah.
what they are. I don't mean to sound harsh, but it is what it is. But they're good promoters, and they've been doing it a long time, and we have to respect them. Don't mean we say we have to like them. It doesn't mean to say
Yeah.
that if I seen them out, I'd want them in my company because I won't get through that door. If they knocked on my door, you don't get through it. And I wouldn't have a drink in their company either. But they are good promoters. They know what they're doing behind the scenes. But
The thing is,
they're
if
controlling the media, mate. They're controlling the media. And do you know the best thing about it is, do you know all these that are being controlled by them? None of them have got the brass knackers to make a move and say something on their own channels. None of them. They
yeah,
daren't. Do you know what? Listen, let me tell you this. About 15 or 16 media outlets knew about that with Cordina. And it's funny how about 4 or 5 of them were sending me it. And I went, well, why don't you put it out? Why don't you put this out? They didn't want to put it out, did they? They didn't want to put it out.
it's not got the balls. And see if they all stuck together and stood. See if they all stood together and all put it out. You know, the whole lot of them stood together. They can't ban everybody, can they? Like the main
In
promoter.
end, I got a text off somebody. I'm not going to say who it were. I thought, do you know what? I'll have a think about it. And I did put it out. Do you know what I mean? But
Mm.
I thought to myself, well, why don't they put it out? They knew before anybody. They knew
Yeah,
about what the money were offered and what were being took from promoters. But all of them were too scared. But they all wanted to stick the knife in on Eddie Hills, but they were all too scared to do it themselves. Do you know what I mean? Well, they're the problem. They're the problem in this industry at the moment. They're the problem because they're being manipulated, just like BBC manipulate everything else. Politicians are.
oh,
These people in industry are manipulating these YouTube channels to get the point. They're even giving them YouTube channels. Bricktop's given Box Nation to Umar, honey. There you
yeah,
go. You'll run that. There you go. Hey, because they're all going to ask him what they want. They're not going to stick it to Bricktop on there, are they? When they're it, when they're watching Arsenal in his box on a Saturday,
Mm.
whatever state is it, Highbury or wherever they are, Emirates.
Mm.
When they're watching Arsenal versus Spurs on a Saturday with Bricktop in his box, they're not going to stick it to him on a Monday about, oh, what about that Frank on Saturday? Oh. You know what I mean? They're not gonna do it, are they? Because they're softened up. It's the same with that talk sport lot now. You've got Jug Ears, the Gad, and Judge Jordan, right? They're about as much use as a wet fart. Now,
Yeah.
what happened to all the tough talk? These are boxing people, by the way. I'm not saying Jordan is these, no. Jug Ears and the Gad have been around at years.
Yeah.
Spencer Oliver were groomed to be a superstar as a kid, and he probably would have got there if he didn't get
Yeah.
injured. He were destined to. They reckon he would have done Nas at the time.
He was a good fighter, eh? There's no doubt about that. Good
Destined
fighter.
for superstardom, and the kid got cut down, didn't he? But he was unlucky when he did weight wrong. But the Gad, he's been around it 30 odd year. Bunts as well. I'm disappointed with Bunts. He's only not far from me, about 6 miles. Very disappointing. Disappointing from all of them, mate. Frightened to death. But Bunts were fearless when Mickey Duff were riding. I went after Mickey Duff for what he was feeding Frank Bruno, and he got a 2-year ban. So I don't see that same energy now. I don't see it.
Yeah.
Everybody's plenty to say in the pubs after fights, after parties, but I'm not seeing the same energy on the social medias or on YouTube. Why is that, Andy?
They've not got the balls, eh? I mean, they're happy enough to give you a text and send you the bullets, but none of them will fire the gun, will they? They're all
Exactly.
arseless, aren't they?
Arseless, mate. Arseless. But the Cordina one, where is he? Why ain't he got to sit down in any of these big platforms? Why are they not even putting the questions to Eddie Hills or Slow Tony, his trainer? Do you know what I mean? Why?
Somebody mentioned it to him, didn't they, to Tony Sims, and he said, "Oh, I can't remember what his answer was." They mentioned Joe Cordina.
Seen it deflected. The politicians.
I deflected it.
Fighters move on and all that, and we wish him all the best and all that.
Aye.
Yeah.
Usual crap.
Whatever. They're rinsing the kid. Absolutely rinsing him. And when the kid realised it, God, it shows you, doesn't it? Hey? And can you imagine what's going on with all this Saudi lolly? If that were just for that fight, you can imagine what's really going on, can't you, behind the scenes, eh? But
it's just pure greed. Ken, there's no other word for it. It's just greed. I mean, how much money do they guys need? You know, if they're getting percentages off every fighter, the fighter's got a short career. He's not going to be getting all that money once he retires. They're still rolling in it, you know, and then it just stinks. The whole thing stinks. There's no need for it. I mean, I'm quite happy with Turkey Al Sheikh. He's putting on the fights we want to see.
I am.
But he needs to. Maybe it's up to him to see what the promoters are doing and how much they're taking. Maybe he'll realise that more in time, and because he was talking about capping pay-per-view at 20 quid or something, wasn't he? Now that's not what the promoters would be wanting, is it? Because the more they get for them, so he'll maybe in time see through this, like the amount of skimming that's going on, and he'll maybe cap that down, and make sure the fighters are getting. And what Eubank was saying must ring true with Turkey Al Sheikh, because he was spelling it out basically at that conference, wasn't he?
Spelling it out. People are saying that he's stopping all legal actions against boxers now and stuff like that. So that's good, isn't it? If he is,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He's Anthony Yard's in mix now, isn't he? On October 19th, and he'll be in shot window after that fight. So maybe we might see Bricktop come out and say, do you know what? I'm not even going to take legal action against Anthony Yard. Life's too short. That means that Turkey's been swinging the old tea towel at him, doesn't he? You know, in the
Flicking them in the shower.
Like you, Flex. Do you remember Flex when he was chasing Kelly Brook and the other one?
Kelly Brook.
And the other drug cheat one. Chasing him around showers with his towel, Big Daddy Flex, with his bins on. All naked, all running around. Kel and Barry squealing. Tom! Pop, pop,
That's
bang.
that's not the Kelly Brook I'd like to chase.
Yeah, I love Kelbrook.
Ah,
He's all right, Special K, actually, to be fair. He's all right. He stuck it to Eddie, didn't he, when he went on that Aram show? But here, speaking of the Bob father, he's come out today in a big statement saying, do you know what? He's rewatched the Fury fight against Usyk, and he's come to the conclusion that Fury won after all and that he were robbed. Hey, all I've got to say to that, Bob, what has you been smoking? And can you send me a nine of it?
good shit.
Hey,
I think did they not come out and say Joshua was never as good as he never thought he was any good anyway as well? Did he not come out with that one?
tried to sign him. What's he on about? The Bob father wanted to sign him. He were in mix. So were
He's
Richard Schaefer and all the rest of them, mate. They all make you laugh, mate. Listen, boxing, isn't it, mate? Boxing. But what did you think to Nick Ball's performance then, Andy?
Nah, I thought it was good. I mean, I was messaging my pal back and forth because he got his nose burst quite early on, didn't he? But
Yeah.
I'd seen him fight with a burst nose before. I says to him, he'll come through it, but he's come through adversity before, eh? So
We like
I
him,
thought it was
don't we?
good. Eh? I like him. He's a proper throwback fighter, eh?
He's all right, isn't he?
Nah,
What do you think to the rest of it, show?
I only seen the Jack Rafferty Henry Turner fight. I put a couple of quid on Jack Rafferty, and then I'm watching it and I'm thinking, oh, he's getting out boxed here, but then Turner just seemed to run out of gas, didn't he? And then he started shipping some punishment, and so I won my bet, thankfully. There was a
Good.
fight on
All right.
before that. I forget who it was. I only seen some of that, but it was quite good as well, I think.
Yeah. A lot of trainers are throwing their hat into the mix to train big meat. Should the rumours be true about boxer size Ben being down the road? Been told off somebody tonight that boxer size Ben might be staying after all. So that puts my flying saucer in the. Honestly, you're all telling me that, doesn't it? HB sauce, daddy's sauce, or flying sauces. No, I just call it my man in the jam or my mole in the hole. But we'll see how it pans out. But Slow Tony's thrown his hat into the mix. Lion Bars on the windowsill. Dream it, believe it, become it. He's thrown his hat into the mix. Bombay Dave has as well, and Johnny Bravo. Flex is in the mix as well, but I don't think Flex has got a chance, has he really?
Nah,
Do you feel that Slow Tony, now that Cordina's gone, Ryder's gone, O'Hara's gone, blah de blah, they're leaving left, right, and centre, Felix Cash and all them. Do you feel that trainers have their moment in the sun? And do you feel that once the gym is tainted with drug
mm,
testing issues and more than one kind of thing, do you
yeah,
think that gym never recovers? Because I don't think Flex's gym's recovered, has it, from them free tests?
nah.
And I don't think Tony Sims' gym looks in a strong position now, do you?
No, I mean it's like a lot of things. It's easy to get a bad reputation, but it's quite hard to build up a good reputation and keep
Yeah.
that reputation. As soon as you're like you had a business or that, as soon as word gets about that you're not doing the job it should be getting done, folks soon just disappear, don't they?
Yeah. And do you feel that Slow Tony will not recover from that? Or do you think that Eddie will keep throwing him a bone?
Nah, I don't think he'll fully recover. Personally,
I
nah.
think Eddie will cut him loose, mate. I don't think they'll be
Yeah,
the two regimented, aren't they? They've had a good old ponce out of it, haven't they, Simpsons, haven't they? Let's
nah,
have it right. Set of ponces. But if people are cheating in their gym on their watch, Houston, we have a problem. Because if it
mm,
were Alex Ferguson at Man United and people were popping left, right, and centre, he'd be down the fucking road, wouldn't he?
yeah. And how long's Eddie Hill's going to be in the game? You know?
Well, I hope Eddie stays in the game because he is good for boxing. He's a character, right?
Ah,
He's an hard worker, right? He's an hard worker, and I'd have nothing to talk about if Eddie left boxing, would we? You know what
yeah.
I mean? So I
Get
hope,
mileage out of me.
hey,
Get some good mileage out.
I got some good mileage out of him, yeah. Yeah, but I'm not bothered about having him on here. I won't have him
Yeah.
on here. He's not my type of. He's not my cup of tea. To be honest with you, And even I see him on here, and I think somebody asked me over there, could you have a beer with him? And I couldn't have a beer with him. I was out. I went to Brown Cow in Bury to see Frank. Uh, his pal Dave, who I've known years. I met him through Frank, and this other kid called John. They've all done shovel, plenty shovel, and we're in this pub. We've got big old picture of Scott Quigg in there, and you know, 'cause it's his area and that. And they all know Quiggy's granddad John, and they go around to his bam's chippy and all that. And it's a very tight community. And I thought to myself, could Eddie Hills go in there and sit with them boys? Nah, Frank could tip him upside down. They won't have any somebody like that in there. And I thought, now I couldn't have him in my company with other pals I've got, or I have it with, not my company. Maybe Kevin and be able to hold his own with him, but nah, not me. Not for me. Him.
Nah, I like straight talking people, eh?
Yeah, you won't know where you are with him.
Ah,
No, not for me. That is, but not that it's each to their own. And I know people that have been in his company and they're like, oh, God, unbearable, mate, absolutely
ah,
unbearable. But I suppose when you've had everything done all your life for you, do you know what I mean?
yeah,
Private school, everybody's saying yes to you every day of your life, and then you get some boxers or some mouthy YouTubers that go, "No, I ain't having that," and he wants to even the score because he can't do it with them, can he? Do you know what I mean? So it's not for me. But he's a very
yeah,
hard worker. I admire that. I admire hard work. That's one thing I've always
yeah.
admired. Hard worker.
He's all over the place, isn't he?
Yeah, he's an hard worker, but he couldn't work down pit. Like
No,
coal mines, like my dad. He couldn't do that. Or he couldn't work in cold weather digging footings out for fences in middle of snow. Proper hard graft. Or
ah,
tarmac. He couldn't do anything like that. Be like fitting windows in freezing snow when your hands are like that. Shivering.
ah.
And you've got a 6 Seggy Bay to do on Zetland Road, Town Moor. And you can't feel your hands. He couldn't do that.
You imagine being stuck in your car in the snow and you call AA and Eddie Hills turns up and an AA lorry, eh?
What's he going to do? Tow you away because he won't be able to mess about changing an alternator in -10 degrees, could he? Couldn't do it.
He'd have to recover you and then you have to listen to him all the way.
He's not got it in it. Not got it in him, Andy. Uh, the Fury fight, is it going to happen? Because I can hear something. It's there
Mm,
again. There's a squeak. Yeah, it's Fury's out.
nah, squeaky bottom. I think it might go by the wayside. There's some excuse or other and he'll fight Joshua or something like that.
Well, we keep hearing snippets from Team Fury, apart from Tyson, keep coming out and they keep dropping little hints that, oh, it might not happen and all that. Do they think Usyk haven't heard that before? Do they think Usyk even listens to anything they say?
He's on another level mentally.
He's on
Usyk,
a different, yeah, yeah.
can't get to him. They can't. There's no way they can get to him. He's like way up there. Ken. He's just he's hilarious. Did you see him? I seen a video of him the other day standing on a gym ball. Right, gets on this gym ball, and somebody handed him 3 or 4 balls. Then he starts juggling, standing on a gym ball. Balancing like fucking hell, unbelievable.
Yeah, I saw a footwork session that he did. It reminded me of the ones Peter used to do with Tyson and Yui, because Peter Fury is really big on footwork because he believes that if you get in trouble, only your feet can get you out, don't they? Too many people
Yeah,
concentrate on fitness and they forget the fundamentals. I'm not just talking them, these people. Listen, you people who keep turning up at gyms with them ladders, the like plastic ladders that you stick on floor. You are absolute dicks. If you knew anything about, you should be working in football industry. Jog on with them ladders. All right, jog on with them. All right, imagine getting that one of them ladders to Muhammad Ali. Hey, come on. Absolute weapons.
was it Mike Tyson that used to do is it Kalinetics training or something like that? That was a football thing,
On
was it
his
not?
neck.
No, Kalinetics was it? It's a kind of dance or footwork thing.
I don't know, but I've seen them with them tennis, not tennis, but table tennis balls bouncing off their heads.
Oh yeah. Aye.
What all that? Oh, it's for hand coordination, all that. Well, all them that I see doing it can't even work speedball. So why are they even doing that? Stop making boxing complicated. It's very simple. Get up in the morning and do a 6 mile run at pace. Do you know what I mean?
Calonetics, that's what I was looking for.
Get your
I'll
porridge,
ever
man, yeah. Get on punch bag all day and speedball, do it, and then at night do a few weights and a bit of sparring. 3 sessions a day, hard work and dedication. None of this table tennis stuff and running on plastic ladders. Jesus. Go on, you were saying.
Aye, so I was just looking up Calonetics, see exactly what it was. It's a non-impact exercise program. Tones and reshapes your body. Small, delicate movements, no jarring or straining to stress the joints. I thought it was a footwork kind of like a dancing thing, yeah, for coordination, foot coordination. But I'll
Well,
have to look more into it. So,
we'll finish off on these questions then because we're just going to do one part of tonight. Right.
yeah,
Joe Joyce, right? I put him in my top six. What's your top six and UK heavyweights?
UK heavyweights, I'd probably have Dubois at the top,
Yeah,
and then I'd have either probably Wardley and Big Freeze, maybe.
yeah. What else?
And second and third, I'd have to have Chisora above Joe Joyce because he's
Chisora's
just beat.
born in Zimbabwe. He don't get in any UK list. And
All right,
Dylan White's born in Jamaica. They're not in any of my top
so
six.
they're not.
No, no. Well, they're not. Well, why should they be? Would we
Yeah,
be in a Zimbabwe top six if we lived out there? Not because we're born at UK, aren't we? So they're not
no,
in
I
the
got to be born
UK.
in the UK, right?
Yeah.
Right. They probably got with Joe Joyce next, then.
Yeah. What about Fury?
Fury,
And
I've
Josh?
got to think. I, you've got to put Fury second, probably.
So
I
you've got
think
Bar one, Fury two,
Fury two,
Wardley
probably what?
three,
Yeah, Big
it's Big
Freeze,
Freeze four,
Joe Joyce five.
Joe Joyce five because he's got a win over the bar.
Yeah,
Yeah. And who would you have
and
in sixth place? Moses or Tony?
probably those are the two more. Yeah,
On
yeah. I think he
reputation alone.
on reputation. Andy did a number on that. What do you call him?
Oh,
Whack. He did.
wow.
He beat Whack way better than Big Freeze beat him, didn't he? Done him quick.
And Huey.
And Hughie, yeah. Hughie's got to be coming up there as well if he gets
Yeah,
another
Huey needs a
winner.
couple of wins to get him back in mix, doesn't he, now? Just because he needs to.
Yeah.
He's been active, but he needs a couple of top 40
Aye.
guys, doesn't he? Really, not guys ranked 166,
Aye.
guys ranked 46 kind of thing, doesn't he? And then 26, and then he's in mix, and that's what I think. What do you think?
Yeah. I think he needs to. I think Chisora will be a good fight for him next time because he's a
Yeah,
name and he's. Yeah, I think he'd beat Chisora.
he's got that style, hasn't he, Huey, to just
Aye.
negate Chisora and then pick him off on it later on. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the can man's done anyway. Yeah. I
Yeah, the
think he's
can
done.
man. Yeah, well, the can man, is he serving a silent banner or is it in there? Nobody's going to speak. This is what you're up against now.
Yeah.
Right, and do you know the best thing about it is? They all know. And all media know.
That's it.
As I say, Nicky, but what Conor Benn's verdict was supposed to be today. It hasn't come, has it? You know, his
No
verdict
word of that
was
yet.
supposed to be today. So, more rubbish, wasn't it? From Spotty Frank. Spotty Frank. Where's press release on Crusher? Exactly. That's all you've been doing to us for 2.5 years, Spotty Frank.
Yeah. It's always next week, isn't it? Kicking the can down the road again.
Yeah, that's where we're at. So, okie dokie. Right, thanks for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. Thanks for coming on, Andy.
No problem.
And we'll do something a bit
Good man.
more. We'll do something. We'll do a two-part later on in week and make it a bit special.
Aye. We'll catch up later in the
Uh,
week. Okay, buddy.
right.
You take care, mate. All the best.
Well, that were Andy not from Perth, not from Aberdeen. Women love him, men want to be him. It's because of his Bono glasses. All right. Thanks for liking and subscribing, leaving a comment. Thanks for following Porky's International. We've got a Zoom off in November. If anybody wants to come on, the books are open for next 2 weeks and want 5 more people to add to what I've got. Then you're all going to come on twice in November, minimum twice. And let's see how many views you can get. And you get the 100 quid then end that month. All right. That'll be paid from me into your banks. And that's from Gary Cornforth, my pal, obviously this weekend. That's out of his personal money, not any of his businesses. All right. Go on. Peace out. Booyaka.